Hey, good morning. It's all right. Stephanie just came to talk to me and started talking and then said, "Sorry," I walked away. Um, Good morning, friends. How you doing? Happy couple days past Christmas, right? I hope you're all doing well in this kind of funky time between Christmas and New Year's where we never remember what day it is or what we're supposed to be doing, right? All right. Let's say good morning to a few people. Diane says good morning with all the cute emojis. Good morning, dear friends from Michelle. Diane says, Michelle, I love you. Diane says, I'm glad to see you at home. I was actually going to go. It took Tom almost an hour to get from our house, an 8-minute drive normally, to the coffee shop. And he advised me not to come. So, we'll see how the morning goes over there. It's beautiful outside my front window, but that was some snow we had there. So anyway, let's jump in. We're doing devotions. Today's the only day this week that we'll do live. We're just finishing up our book. I want to do a little commercial to our next book that we will start next Monday. January the 3rd is this one, 100 Days to Dream Your Heart Out. I'm going to post a link. You do not need the book to do this devotional with us. It is a journal, a devotional journal, journaling devotional, however you want to call it. And in the back, just to give you a glimpse of what it says, you know those dreams you have hiding in your heart? God has placed them there like seeds, fully anticipating the day they'll bloom in full color in your life. If now seems like the perfect time to start dreaming your heart out, this uplifting devotional journal will quietly help weed out your fears, unearth your vision, and sow new hope day by day until God's dreams for you blossom in the light of his love. And I thought with the new year, it's a good time to do that. Kind of fitting. So I'll post a link if you want to order it a little bit later. I tried to do it right before I started and it wasn't working. So I will do that. Let's see who else we've got before we finish this one up. Good morning from Barbara Beach. Barbara, good morning. I am so sorry. I read that you have COVID again. I hope that it is a mild case and that you are feeling better soon. Vivian, good morning. Nice to see you. Diane, love those devotional journals. Me too. Claudia, good morning. Nice to see you. All right. So today, in our the devotion we're finishing up, Waiting Here for You by Louis Giglio. If you didn't start the very first day with us and you haven't gone back to the story, I'm going to give you the abridged version of how this devotional started with the story. And then today we do the conclusion. So it's a different format than what we've done all of the days in between. Not going to lie, it's hitting a little hard for me today. So I'm going to be a little bit emotional and teary as I read this, unless I got those all out the first time I read it, and then when I reread it again this morning. So the story that this devotional started with is about a man named Aaron, and it was Christmas, and he was in the hospital visiting his mom, who had cancer, and she had rebounded several times, but now it was hard. And she would leave him notes. So he would pull a note out of he pulled a note out of his pocket that said, "We'll be okay, love you," as he was there. He wanted to get an update from in the ICU from the doctor, and the doctor said he wanted to know if his family was there with him. He said, "No, it's just me this morning. Is everything okay?" Right? Mom had fought through these treatments. She said, "Jesus beat death, and so will I." Um, and then other notes she wrote, "Just resting, don't worry, love mom." When he'd visit her, he'd find a note, or "It's going to be okay, love mom." But it was hard to be optimistic. And then we learn about his siblings. Matt is Aaron's older brother, and he was from out of town. an important job as a commodity trader, 3 small kids and a wife. So he had flown home to be with them for Christmas. And then there was his sister Anna, and she and her husband Garrett were hoping to adopt, and their hearts had been broken so many times. Um, so anyway, then the doctor says, "She asked for you. Mom asked for you." And he walks in the room, and she's lying in her bed with her face turned away from the door. The blinds were open, but the morning light fell flat into the room. Could she really be awake and alert? Aaron crept up to her bedside without making a sound. Mom? And then that's to be continued. And we went through all of our devotions. Now I'm getting emotional already. Okay. Aaron's mom lay beneath, this is the rest of the story. Aaron's mom lay beneath the blankets, her body frail. Aaron slipped around the end of the bed where he could see her face. Her eyes were closed and she was motionless except for her steady, labored breathing. She's having a lot of trouble breathing on her own. Dr. Amer stood in the doorway. It began last night, and at this point, I'm afraid there's nothing I can do. Aaron nodded. I thought she was going to be awake. I'm sorry. Her eyes were open a few minutes ago, but her body is exhausted. We're making her as comfortable as possible. Dr. Amer paused, and Aaron knew it was coming. I think it would be good for you to call your family and let them know. She had been fighting so hard for so long. The inevitable actually felt like it would never happen. Was this finally going to be the day? I'll leave you alone, Dr. Amer said. Aaron nodded again, but didn't take his eyes off Mom's face. He stayed by her side for a few minutes, holding her hand and stroking her forehead, and then walked back to the hallway to call his brother and sister. He dialed Anna, but she didn't pick up. He didn't want to leave a message and called his brother instead. Matt said he would get to the airport as fast as he could, but flying standby was the best he could manage on Christmas Eve. On top of that, a massive winter storm was slamming the Midwest with heavy snow, so flying at any point was uncertain. Aaron dialed Anna again, and this time she answered. I have bad news, he said when he heard her voice. Mom asked to see us this morning, but the time I got to her bed, she was already out again. Dr. Amer thinks she doesn't have long. Anna was silent, but then Aaron heard her crying. Do you think you and Garrett can come back to the hospital now? I don't believe this, Anna said. I know, I can't even think anymore. Everything feels surreal. This is crazy, Anna said. The adoption agency just called and woke us up. The birth mom has gone into labor early and the baby is coming today. What? Today? Yeah, today. Are you serious? When? Where? Well, that's the crazy part. The baby is being born at St. Luke's, she said, the same hospital where their mom is. Anna arrived in the hospital a little over an hour later, and by noon, a small group of close family had gathered in the ICU waiting room. Aaron and Anna spent the afternoon and Christmas Eve by their mother's bedside, and every hour or so, Anna and Garrett made the long walk to the maternity wing of St. Luke's to check on the arrival of their baby. Why does everything always happen at once? Anna asked Aaron as they sat next to their mom, listening to the steady flow of oxygen and the sound of their mom's labored breath. It's been 5 years of ups and downs. We lose dad, mom gets sick, the agency puts us on the waiting list, so many disappointments. And now our little girl is being born right down the hallway. I know, Aaron said, but it's finally happening. You're going to be a mother. Anna returned his smile. I wish Mom could meet her. Me too, Aaron paused. I know she'd love her so much. Tears streaked down Anna's face. I can't decide if I'm happy or sad. How can I celebrate when Mom is dying? Aaron rose from the chair and gave Anna a hug, both of their faces stained with tears. Mom would want you to celebrate, Aaron said. She would be bouncing off the walls if she could. Anna wiped her face and took a deep breath. I know. Come on, go check on your baby, and I'll go tell everyone in the waiting room what's going on. Well into the night, just a few hours before sunrise on Christmas morning, Mom quietly slipped away to heaven. After a few minutes of just sitting quietly beside her lifeless body, Aaron stepped out of her room and called Matt, his voice breaking as he explained that she was gone. They wept on the phone, sharing tears of sadness and relief. Mom's home, Matt managed. Yeah, Aaron struggled. Home and healed. Coming face to face with death on Christmas morning was almost unbearable. Waves of emotion had rocked Aaron back and forth, but those words settled him like an anchor in a storm. He knew his mom was gone, but he also knew she was living on. Her fight was over. Her weary body was finally at rest. Aaron walked down to the NICU and found Anna and Garrett in a private room. He slowly opened the door, and Anna waved for him to come in. "Look how beautiful she is," Anna whispered. "She's perfect," Garrett added. "Is she okay? I mean, she's healthy, and she's okay?" Aaron said, searching for the right way to ask. Anna and Garrett both nodded. "She's healthy," Anna said. "The doctor said she'll have to stay here for a few weeks as they wean her off the drugs she's come accustomed to in the womb, but they think she's going to be okay." Aaron leaned in closer to the incubator. "She's beautiful," he stammered. "Just perfect, and she's here." He looked up to Anna and Garrett. "You guys have waited forever, but she's finally here." "We already have a name picked out," Anna said. "We're naming her after Mom." Aaron stood up and let the news sink in. For a moment, the emotion was too much. He leaned back down, as close as he could to her face. "Hi, Grace." "I'm your Uncle Aaron, and I love you so much." He wiped the tears from his face. "You are our little Christmas Grace." There was a quiet knock at the door. Anna's and Garrett's pastor, Jake, and his wife, Sienna, stuck their heads into the room. "Can we come in?" Sienna whispered. Anna smiled and motioned for them to come in. As they entered the room, they saw the tears on Aaron's face. "Is something wrong?" Jake asked. "Is she all right?" "She's amazing," Aaron managed through the tears. "We're naming her after Mom." "That's beautiful," Sienna said. "Can you believe she was born on Christmas morning?" Aaron said. "If it's okay, we'd like to pray over her," Sienna said. After a minute or two, they gathered around Grace's little rolling incubator, and Sienna's soft voice filled the room as she prayed for God's favor and thanked him for the precious gift of Grace's life. As Sienna was praying, Aaron reached into his pocket and pulled out the last note he had found by Mom's bedside a week or so before. She had known somehow that it would be her final words of encouragement before she was gone. When Sienna finished, Aaron held the note out in the palm of his hand for them all to see. "See you soon. Love, Mom." Sorry. Isn't that beautiful? God's grace and goodness, right? It's a little hard because this time last year, my mom was in the hospital, and just about 10 days after today, would have passed away. So being in the hospital, I was in the hospital on December 26th, I think, with her. Um, what a beautiful conclusion to this story, and how he makes all things new, right? Christmas grace. Whew, I made it. Look, I made it. Um, so let's see. We just have one more comment this morning. Benji says, "Hi, Gigi." Hi, Benji. Gigi loves you. So it's good. It's good. So I want you to remember today as you go about your day that nothing with him is a coincidence. It's not an accident, and his timing is perfect. So whatever you have going on in your life right now, he's still God. He's still in control. He's holding you, and he's making all things new. Oh, and Diane just said that. Yes, he makes all things new. Whoops. How come it won't show up there? Oh, never apologize for being emotional when it is love. Yes, it is. Thank you for that. And Diane, he makes all things new. Yes. Happy tears. Yes, for sure. For sure. All right. So that concludes that devotional. No lives the rest of this week. Just taking a little break in the mornings, and that'll be good. And then starting next Monday, which I believe is the 3rd, we'll do this one, Dream Your Heart Out. Just starting a new year and some new things, right? And dreams, like because God has given us dreams. So we're gonna start talking about those and focusing on those next week. I'll post the link on Flourish if you want to order it. Certainly, you never have to. But if you want to get it, I would order it today or tomorrow, and you should have it in plenty of time for next week. All right, friends, that's all I have for you today. Stay safe in the snow. If you're in Southeast Michigan, enjoy the beauty of it. Get outside if you can later. Be safe doing that too. And enjoy the rest of your week. I love you all. Be the hands and feet of those two that you see today and this week. Bye bye.